on Sunday, and a man came up to me and he said, "I missed you on Tuesday." And I thought I had missed an appointment. I couldn't figure out what he was talking about until I realized everybody missed me on Tuesday. I forgot. I am really sorry for that. So we are in Genesis chapter 6, and I'm going to read verses 5 through 8, okay? The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, "I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them." But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. So there's a lot in this, and I'm not going to be able to talk about all of it, but just a couple of things. First, it's hard to imagine that God can look down on an entire nation and say the whole nation is evil, much less the whole planet. But that seems to be the effect of sin. And then he's deeply troubled and decides that it's not worth it. I don't know if you've ever done that in your life or in a relationship where God just says, it's just not worth it. I'm not going to do this anymore. And to me, one of the saddest things that God talks about in this text is that along with us, the regret for us, we are so intimately connected with the Garden of Eden and with our created purpose that if there's no us, he no longer needs the plants and the animals. And that almost makes me cry, because that shows us how deeply connected to these things we are. Our purpose is so intertwined that he no longer needs the animals because we're not going to be there. And that should tell you how much we need the animals and the plants. We're intertwined, we're connected. And so God decides, and you and I know the story of Noah, he decides that it's not worth it. They have failed. And then comes this, what I think is probably one of the most hopeful sentences, the characteristic of God revealed in the midst of great despair and regret. He says, the text says, "But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord." And that is a tremendous way to look at life. If we could just look at life the way that God decides that we should look at it, and the way that he looks at it. He doesn't allow the consuming negative to be the final word. He allows his nature and his character to shine through. And so begins the reflection of God's character as he searches for the 1 in 100 and leaves the 99 behind and searches for the one. And that's really the way that we should look. It's always this search for hope. And so begins the remnant. And that's how God reveals his character to the world. I don't think human nature has really changed all that much. I think there's most of the planet is inclined toward evil and disobedience. That's just human nature. That's how we are. But there is always this remnant. I was bring this to a personal level. My mom and dad are going through tremendous upheaval. Physically, they can't take care of themselves anymore. So my sisters and brother are helping them move into an assisted living place, which they don't want to do. And so their attitude toward it has been exceedingly negative. And so I said, I told my mom, I said, if you could just wake up in the morning and just find one good thing, Just find one good thing to look at, or one good thing where you can just sit and think about it, or be grateful and thankful. Find that in your life rather than going over and rehashing all of the pain and the negative things that are taking place right now. And you would be so much stronger and you'll live longer. And so this concept of, but Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord, is the concept of, in spite of all that was going on, the incredible sin of humanity, the nature, God found Noah. And I think that's a tremendous example for you and for me when things are difficult. And things, it happens. Find the one good thing. Find it in your life and live like you're part of the remnant. And I hope that brings you a tremendous word of praise and an offering unto God, and a word of hope, that you can hope that there is one good thing in your life. There is always one good thing. If God could find it when humanity was this depraved, you can find it in your life. So you have a great day, and I pray God's blessing on you, okay?